Have you ever wondered, the D3, K2, magnesium, omega-3, and B12 pills you take every day, are they truly saving you or quietly making your body more tired? Take a moment, pause with me for just a few minutes, and let's find out the answer together before it's too late. And if you're looking for a way to stay healthy and sharp in your 60s or 70s, stay with me until the end of this video. I promise to share the latest science so you'll know exactly when to keep going, when to take a break, and how to keep your body naturally strong and balanced. If you find this helpful, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so we can continue this journey together in future videos. You know, I've always believed that the human body is like a garden. When we are young, that garden is lush and full of life. But as we enter our 60s and 70s, the garden needs more delicate care. We can't just water it carelessly or over-fertilize it. A little too much or a little too little can change the health of the whole garden. As a nutrition doctor, I've read hundreds of studies showing this isn't just a vague feeling. Take D3, for example. It acts like a hormone, influencing thousands of genes. If used the wrong way, it can disrupt your sleep or your heart rhythm. Magnesium is different. Your body needs it every single day. And if you stop for just a few days, you may find your sleepless nights and racing heartbeat return. K2 quietly protects your heart and bones. Omega-3 keeps your brain sharp and your joints less achy. And B12, such a small vitamin, yet it keeps your memory clear and your nervous system strong. So if you're ready, let's begin this small but powerful journey together. I'll share with you what the latest science says about D3, K2, magnesium, omega-3, and B12. When to keep taking them, when to pause, so your body doesn't just live longer but lives with comfort, clarity, and peace. Vitamin D3, the sunshine hormone. You know, every time I talk about D3, I picture the soft morning sunlight streaming through the window. Warm, gentle, but full of power. Vitamin D3 isn't just a vitamin. It's truly a hormone that orchestrates thousands of processes in your body. It's like the conductor of a symphony, guiding every instrument in harmony, from strengthening your bones, supporting your immune system, keeping your heart healthy, to balancing your mood every single day. Some research even shows that D3 may lower the risk of certain cancers. But because D3 is so important, many of us have fallen into the habit of taking more and more, every single day, as if more automatically means better. And this is where I want you to pause for a moment. D3 is a fat-soluble vitamin, which means your body stores it in the liver and fat tissue, where it can remain for weeks, even months. Unlike vitamin C, which you flush out the next day if you take too much, D3 can quietly build up in your system without you even realizing it. I've seen many lab results where 25 OHD levels were far too high, above 50 mg/ml, sometimes double the optimal range. And what's interesting is, many of these people had no idea until their body started sending subtle signals. Feeling tired even after a full night's sleep, uncomfortable bloating, persistent constipation. Some even experienced insomnia or irregular heartbeats, blaming stress or aging, when in fact, their body was calling for help from D3 overload. The good news is that the solution is simple. If your blood test shows high levels, just take a break from D3 for 2 to 4 weeks. Don't worry about your levels dropping too fast. Research shows that D3 stays in the bloodstream for weeks, even after you stop. Then, you can resume at a lighter maintenance dose, around 1,000 to 2,000 IU per day. Or try taking it every other day. Studies have proven this method is enough to keep your bones healthy without daily dosing. The most important thing to remember is that D3 needs are highly individual. People with darker skin need more than those with lighter skin. People living in northern areas with little sunlight need more than those in sunny regions. Winter requires more than summer, and older adults absorb D3 less efficiently than younger people. That's why you shouldn't rely on one-size-fits-all advice you find online. Listen to your own body. A simple blood test can tell you exactly if you're low or too high, so you can adjust intelligently. Think of D3 supplementation as an art of balance, not a race. The right amount, for the right duration, will bring you vitality and lightness. Too much for too long only burdens the body. Our goal is to find that golden point, where your body is nourished just right, so you not only live longer, but live healthier, lighter, and happier every single day. Magnesium, the quiet friend of sleep and the heart. If vitamin D is like warm sunshine, magnesium is like a deep breath on a calm evening. Silent, but absolutely essential. Magnesium is involved in more than 300 chemical reactions in the body, from producing energy, regulating your heartbeat, helping your muscles contract and relax, to calming your nervous system so you can sleep deeply. Without magnesium, the body is like a machine running without oil. It still runs, but it overheats, wears down, and eventually breaks. The worrying part is that up to half of people over 50 are deficient in magnesium, and most don't even know it. Modern farming has depleted our soil of minerals, processed foods strip away nutrients, and a high-carb diet makes your body dump magnesium even faster. The result? Sleepless nights without a clear cause, middle-of-the-night leg cramps, pounding heartbeat, or a restless anxiety you can't explain. The good news is that magnesium is one of the safest minerals to supplement daily, as long as your kidneys are healthy. Your body doesn't store it long-term. Any excess is flushed out through urine each day. That means you don't need to cycle magnesium or take breaks. In fact, stopping suddenly often brings back the very symptoms you were trying to get rid of. Many people notice within just a few days of stopping that they can't sleep as well, feel drained, and their anxiety creeps back in. The key is choosing the right form. Magnesium glycinate is the gentlest on the stomach and least likely to cause diarrhea. Citrate and malate are also well absorbed and supported by research. Cheaper forms like magnesium oxide often upset digestion and discourage people from sticking with it long enough to feel the benefits. Dosing should be personalized. If you already eat plenty of leafy greens, avocado, nuts, and limit carbs, 200 mg a day may be enough. But for most adults, especially those under stress, exercising regularly, or struggling with sleep, 300-400 ml a day is recommended. This is backed by multiple studies, including those published in Magnesium Research, confirming that this dosage is safe and provides measurable improvements in sleep quality and heart rhythm. I often tell my patients to think of magnesium as part of their daily self-care ritual, like brushing your teeth or practicing deep breathing. A small, steady amount every day keeps the body running smoothly and quiets the squeaks of aging. Magnesium isn't a magic pill that will make you young again, but it's the quiet foundation that allows you to enjoy life more fully. Deeper sleep, calmer days, a steady, gentle heartbeat. It's a small gift you can give your body every single day, and it brings back something priceless: peace of mind. Vitamin K2, the quiet traffic controller for calcium. When I talk about K2, I always picture a patient orchestra conductor standing in the middle of the stage, signaling every musician to come in at just the right moment. That's exactly what K2 does inside your body. It makes sure calcium, one of the most important minerals, goes where it belongs, into your bones and teeth, instead of wandering off and depositing in dangerous places like your arteries or kidneys. We often hear about D3 when it comes to calcium absorption, but very few people talk about K2. In reality, D3 and K2 are the perfect pair. D3 opens the door, helping your body absorb calcium from the gut, while K2 acts as the guide, escorting calcium to the right destination. Without K2, calcium can turn into a traitor, building up in the wrong places, leading to arterial calcification or kidney stones. Problems we especially need to watch out for as we get older. Here's the fascinating part. K2 is almost absent from most modern diets. Unlike K1, which is plentiful in leafy greens, K2 is mainly found in certain fermented foods like natto, the traditional Japanese fermented soybean dish. Studies show that people in Japan who regularly eat natto have stronger bones and less arterial calcification compared to Westerners of the same age. This shows just how crucial K2 really is, especially for older adults. The good news is that K2 is one of the safest vitamins for long-term use. Daily doses between 90 and 200 micrograms have been shown to reduce the risk of fractures and support cardiovascular health. And there's virtually no evidence that K2 becomes toxic even with years of consistent use, making it one of those rare friends you can keep by your side for life without worry. There is one important exception. If you're taking blood thinners like warfarin, K2 can reduce their effectiveness. This doesn't mean you need to avoid it completely, but it does mean you should monitor your INR levels closely and work with your doctor to adjust your dosage if needed. Many experts also suggest that if you're taking high doses of D3, you should consider adding K2 to ensure calcium is being directed properly. And if you pause D3 for a while to rebalance your vitamin D levels, you might pause K2 too to keep your system in natural balance. What I love about K2 is how quiet and humble it is. Never loud, never demanding attention, yet constantly protecting your heart and bones in the background. It reminds me that good health isn't about taking as many supplements as possible, but about taking the right ones at the right time. Just like a garden needs a skillful gardener, your body needs just enough K2 every day to keep those calcium highways clear, so your heart can stay lighter and stronger as you continue your journey through the later chapters of life. Omega-3, the drop of oil that nourishes the heart and mind. If I had to choose one nutrient that carries the spirit of the ocean, it would be omega-3. It's like the quiet waves that keep washing up on the shore, patiently sustaining life. Omega-3 isn't loud like caffeine or as instantly noticeable as vitamin C, but it quietly cares for your heart, protects your brain, and calms the hidden fires of inflammation in your body. The very inflammation we often blame on getting old, even though it can be soothed if we care for ourselves the right way. Modern medical research shows that omega-3, especially its two key components, EPA and DHA, helps reduce inflammation, lower bad cholesterol, support memory, and may even lift mood. Decades-long studies have shown that people who get enough omega-3 have lower risks of heart disease and are more likely to stay sharp and mentally clear as they age. The problem is that most of us, especially older Americans, don't eat enough fatty fish, the richest natural source of omega-3. On top of that, our modern diets are loaded with processed vegetable oils and omega-6 fats, throwing off the natural balance between omega-6 and omega-3. This imbalance fuels chronic inflammation, which is at the root of so many age-related problems: aching joints, cognitive decline, heart disease, and even depression. Taking omega-3 daily is like oiling your circulatory system and nervous system. The ideal dose for most adults is around 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams of combined EP plus DHA per day. If you regularly eat salmon, sardines, or mackerel 2 to 3 times a week, you may not need as much. But if your diet is lacking, a high-quality fish oil or algae oil supplement, perfect for vegetarians and vegans, is a very practical solution. It's crucial to choose a clean, well-tested product, one that's screened for heavy metals like mercury, because no one wants to add toxins while trying to get healthier. Triglyceride or phospholipid forms are typically absorbed better than cheaper ethyl ester versions. And if you're on blood-thinning medications, check with your doctor about dosage adjustments, since omega-3 can slightly thin the blood. What's nice about omega-3 is that it doesn't need to be cycled. You can take it year-round, as your body doesn't stockpile too much. It uses what you give it to build healthy cell membranes, produce anti-inflammatory compounds, and nourish the brain. Many people report feeling a noticeable difference after just a few weeks. Clearer thinking, less joint stiffness, steadier heartbeats, and deeper sleep. I like to think of omega-3 as a healing drop of oil for life. It reminds us that true health starts at the roots, not just putting out fires when symptoms flare up. And when you consistently give your body this gift, you're planting seeds of peace for your heart, your memory, and your emotional well-being, so that the later seasons of life can feel lighter, calmer, and brighter. Vitamin B12, the little light that keeps memory bright. When I think of B12, I picture it as a small lamp in the room of our memories. Its light keeps the brain clear, lets the nerves send smooth signals, and keeps our muscles and heart running in sync. Without it, the room slowly grows dim. Memory flickers, focus fades, the body feels tired and weak for reasons we can't explain. Vitamin B12 is one of the most important nutrients for people over 60. As we age, Our stomach produces less acid and less intrinsic factor, both essential for absorbing B12 from food. This means that even if you eat plenty of meat, fish, and eggs, you may still be at risk of deficiency. Research shows that up to 20% of adults over 60 in the US have low B12 levels, which not only impacts energy, but is also linked to dementia risk, depression, and nerve problems. The encouraging news is that supplementing B12 is safe and simple. Your body absorbs only what it needs, and any extra is flushed out in your urine. Experts typically recommend 500 to 1,000 mcg per day, especially in the methylcobalamin form, the natural active form that your body can use most efficiently. For those with severe deficiency, doctors may recommend B12 injections, but for most of us, a daily lozenge or capsule works beautifully. One of the wonderful things about taking B12 regularly is how clearly you can feel the difference. Many people describe it as having the energy to get through the day again. Their mood stabilizes, and the little lapses of memory stop happening so often. Studies also show that B12 lowers homocysteine levels, a risk factor for heart disease, giving your cardiovascular system extra protection. And here's what I really want you to remember. B12 isn't just for those who are already severely deficient. It's like changing the light bulb before the room goes completely dark. Don't wait until you feel tingling in your hands and feet, constant fatigue, or mental fog before checking your levels. A simple yearly blood test can tell you whether you need to supplement and how much. What I love about B12 is that it carries a quiet but powerful message. We can take charge of keeping our brains and memories bright for many more years. Each tiny B12 capsule is like a small spark lighting up the map of your nervous system, helping you remember the names of loved ones, stay curious enough to learn something new at 70, and feel genuine joy when you wake up to a brand new day. So we've just taken a meaningful little journey together, from D3, the sunshine that nourishes your bones and immunity, to magnesium, the quiet friend that keeps your sleep and heartbeat steady, to K2, the conductor guiding calcium to the right places, to omega-3, the soothing drop of oil for your heart and memory, and finally, B12, the little light that keeps your mind clear and spirit bright. Each one plays its own unique role, and when combined in the right way, they are like 5 instruments playing a beautiful, harmonious symphony for your health. Not too much, not too little, just enough to keep your body running smoothly, so you can wake up feeling lighter and more at ease every morning. The most important thing I want you to take away today isn't just the information, but the feeling that you are in charge of your own health. You get to decide when to keep taking them, when to pause, and when it's time to run a simple blood test to hear what your body is really saying. If you found this video helpful, let me know by hitting like, subscribing to the channel, and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Which vitamin have you been taking the longest, and have you noticed any changes when you stopped or adjusted your dose? Your story could inspire someone else on the same journey. Thank you for staying with me until the very end. I wish you good health, peace of mind, and the joy of experiencing this season of life like a garden in full bloom.